Hey guys, welcome back to the Chicago White Sox franchise and MLB 24, the show. In this episode, we're going to have our first off-season, year one. Obviously, didn't go well. We didn't expect it to. If we're being honest, it probably went better than expected. We won, 76 games, I think, if I remember correctly? No, who cares? We were fourth in the AL Central, and we're not really going to have a massive off-season. We're just going to make a few moves here and there. We are losing a lot of guys. We'll go over that in a second. First things first, though, we have to address the manager situation. Pedro Grifol's awful. I don't like him. I'm firing him. Goodbye. He's gone. He's a terrible manager, I think, in my opinion. Just doesn't fit with what I want to build here. Look at Yusniel Valenzuela. Remember, our AAA team won the AAA championship. He's done a good job with the prospects so far. So you know what? I want to promote from within. He is going to get promoted to manager, Major League Manager, Yusniel Valenzuela. We'll see how he does. As you see the other coaches there as well. Marcus Thames keeps his job as hitting coach for now, even though I don't like him because I don't think he's a good hitting coach either. But that's neither here nor there. Let's not talk about the Yankees this episode. Anyway, here's the guys we're going to be losing. We're going to be losing all of them. Brebbia, we tried him at closer. It was a disaster. You know, he is just gone. He wasn't bad, but not a closer. Soroka wasn't terrible, but, you know, he actually wanted a pretty decent amount of money for a 72 overall guy. I think because he's still sort of young with B potential, but he's gone. Paul DeYoung didn't do great, but he had some clutch hits. He'll be gone. Chad Kuhl didn't even make the team. Dominic Leone was actually pretty good, but he can go. Just Chavez, goodbye. Mike Moustakas, forgot he was even here. Martin Maldonado, no thanks. And Brian Shaw, I know he's up in real life, but I didn't even call him up. Just no point. He'll be gone as well. So let's get into it. We're going to start with the move around the league, then we'll get into our moves. The first signing right away is Blake Snell. He waited forever to sign in real life, but in this offseason, he's the first one to sign. We're going to go over our guys we've signed here. And first up is going to be J.D. Davis. Pretty cheap, 2 years, $10 million, $5 million a year. I think he's like our second most expensive player at that contract. So our budget situation could not be better, especially for a 2-year contract where we probably won't compete. If we do, we can use a guy like J.D. Davis with the youngsters. So just 2 years, we'll see how he does. 120 games last season. He hit 19 homers and hit 280. So he was very solid. And I think he's like our best overall guy in the lineup besides Luis Robert. That could be mistaken, but I don't think I am. 76 overall might be one of our best in the lineup. So J.D. Davis comes over. We have a new relief pitcher, Lucas Sims, 3-year deal, only $1.7 million a year. I just thought that was too cheap to pass up. He's 75 overall. He's only 30. He has good hits per 9 as well. And the guy's a workhorse, man. We're going to go over his MLB stats, how he was in 2024 with the Reds. And you're going to see in a second here, he played in like 80 games or something crazy like that. He's in 80 games, 85.2 innings pitched out of the bullpen. He's in there like every other day. Had a 4.52 ERA, which is not the greatest, but he does have some decent stats, and a guy who can give you 80 damn innings out of the bullpen is just kind of insane. So Lucas Sims, welcome to the team. Next guy we're going to sign is just needs some starting pitching help now that Soroka is gone. Michael Lorenzen's coming over, 1 year, $4 million. He can maybe be a guy who hopefully has a good first half of the season and a guy we trade at the deadline, or just a guy, who could fill a rotation spot all year if it's not working out. But, 1 year, $4 million, why not? Hopefully we could flip him for like a B prospect or maybe even a C prospect with some decent stats that can help out either the bullpen or just a backup role. So we'll see how Lorenzen does. Linked to the White Sox in real life. At least he was in the offseason, so I figured why not. Ended up not playing on a team last year. Next signing we're going to make, and, not the greatest human being in the world, but that's neither here nor there. This is a video game, so just remember that. We're going to sign Domingo Germán. Since he's in AA now, we're going to call him up to the Major League roster. Domingo Germán, $850K for a Major League pitcher is so cheap. So we're going to sign him to a 1-year deal. He's on the Pirates in real life, I think, now. And, forget about his off-field stuff. We're just going to sign him. He's going to fill a spot. Hopefully, same thing with him. He can just have a good year for us. Super cheap contract. Domingo Germán gets a chance. Some more signings around the league, or at least one. Clay Holmes is going to the Dodgers, so the Dodgers are going to have to sweat out their 9th inning if he's the closer over there. Pete Alonso leaves the Mets, goes to the Cubs, only $18 million a year. First basemen don't get paid a lot in this game. But Pete Alonso goes to the Cubs. So that's a good realistic fit. Teoscar Hernandez goes back to Seattle. And our division gets a little tougher as Yandy Diaz gets traded to Minnesota. So Yandy Diaz, who had another great season in the sim, 302 with 23 homers. He gets traded to Minnesota. So our division got a lot tougher. Minnesota already the favorite, and it's looking like they're going to keep that way. We do make a selection in the Rule 5 draft. We're in need of relievers, so we take Dwayne Underwood Jr. from the Yankees organization. He'll be a relief pitcher for us. He actually will be one of our better relief pitchers based on overall, so hopefully he performs well, as he can't go anywhere since he's a Rule 5 pick. Our division getting tougher again. It was random, though. Makes no sense. The Royals trade for Jacob deGrom with 4 years of $37 million remaining on his contract for 2 prospects. Okay, that's MLB The Show for you. What can you do? So Kansas City, and now we're going to have to face Jacob deGrom in our division for the next 4 years. So that's an interesting one. Gleyber Torres goes from the Yanks to the Rockies, so the Yankees lose their second baseman. Gleyber Torres had a great year. Wow, 291 with 23 homers. So the Rockies get him. Mariners make another signing. They sign ace Corbin Burns. Big signing for them. Only $16.6 million a year for 5 years for Corbin Burns. Something seems off there, especially coming out over from a sub-3 ERA season. Not sure why that deal is so low. But hey, Mariners get a steal in ace Corbin Burns. And of course, wouldn't be MLB The Show without something absolutely ridiculous. Even more ridiculous maybe than deGrom going to the Royals. Juan Soto goes to the Marlins for 9 years and only $22.3 million a year. So again, what is going on with these contracts right now? Juan Soto. So the Yankees lose Gleyber and Juan Soto. Both had terrific seasons. So the Yankees might be in trouble. I don't see them signing anyone, not anyone big at least. We do make one more signing, and that is Victor Robles. Just a good defender, can play against lefties, another outfielder we need. We don't have like a true center fielder besides Luis Robert, but spoiler alert, we will be trading Luis Robert. Going to show that in a second. Let's just go over Victor Robles real quick. He has good stats against lefties. He's a good fielder. He's got decent speed. He was a top prospect at one point, so he's coming over. We don't mind that signing. What I said was we are trading Luis Robert Jr. You know, someone mentioned it in the comments, had the same mindset as me. Might as well trade him now. We're not going anywhere. Get something for him. Oh, we're getting something for him, all right. We're trading him to the Padres. So it's back-to-back years we made trades with the Padres, because if you count that Dylan Cease trade, we're now trading Luis Robert back to them as well. It just makes sense, in my opinion at least. Luis Robert has 3 years remaining on his contract. So they're going to get him for 3 full years at a very cheap price for one of the top center fielders in baseball. And the Padres, although they're trying to cut payroll, they still want to compete. This is perfect for them. Not a high contract, and they're very much going to compete with Luis Robert in their outfield. We're going to get one of the top prospects in baseball, Ethan Salas. He's 18 years old, already 72 overall. Catcher, he bats lefty. He's got stats that look like he could be MLB ready. I'm not going to start him on the team. He's got 74 speed as a catcher, 75 fielding already, 75 arm. At the age of 18, already 61 contact against righties. So we're not going to call him up just yet. That would just be, I think, too soon. But he's going to be just amazing for us. And Dylan Head, or Heed, I don't know how you say it, to be quite honest with you, but it's spelled like Head, so I'm going to say Head. 20 years old, lefty bat, center field. We get him back as well. Maybe our future center fielder. Looks like he's going to be a guy that grows into a high contact, high speed. Already 87 speed, 74 fielding, and high contact both sides of the plate. So maybe a future leadoff guy. Here is what our roster is looking like going into the season. As that pretty much wraps up our offseason. We did make a couple moves, but we'll see it here in the roster. Garrett Crochet is going to stay our starter and be our ace. We got Michael Lorenzen's going to start with the team. This is the first guy we drafted, Roger Magana, and he looks incredible. 71 overall, A potential, 22 years old. The hits per nine is kind of low, but wow, 99 mile an hour fastball, 2-seam curveball slider, and a changeup. This guy will be ready hopefully soon. Drew Thorpe, I'm anticipating him to be called up this year. Honestly, I don't see how he wouldn't. It's just more of a timing thing. I wanted to get some MLB ready guys to fill out the rotation. That's why we signed Lorenzen. That's why we signed Herman. But Drew Thorpe, I'm confident will be up eventually. Maybe if we trade Lorenzen at the deadline, we'll see. Plenty of time to go. Noah Schultz, the guy who's been on the rise, he's going to start in AAA. Jake Woodford's still with the team. Chris Flexen's still with the team. He's just chilling in AAA for now, whatever, because I do want to start Jairo Iriarte in the majors. Remember, he made his debut and only had one start last year, but he's going to start with the team. Grant Taylor got promoted from AA to AAA. He had a good year in AA. If you guys remember, we went over the stats in the last episode, so hopefully Grant Taylor can continue to shine and to grow as well, as he is 67 overall, and his stats are actually pretty decent. Fastball, cutter, slider. I like the pitch selection, so we might see him. Still have Eric Fetty, who's going to be on the team because he's making so much money. The second guy we drafted was Harper Goodwin, and I really want this guy to shine. He's only 18. 61 overall is kind of low, but he can grow. He has time. He was born in Illinois, so, Chicago kid, we can make up that story. And homegrown guy like Harper Goodwin, straight from Illinois, from high school, so hopefully he grows into something. Keep an eye out for him, but I'm really rooting for him. And then that guy, Ryan Savage, was another guy I drafted, but 59 overall. It's going to be a struggle for him to make it. Bullpen looks like this. Lucas Sims. We claimed Ian Jabot, I think that's how you say it, Jabot, from waivers from the Reds, so he joins the bullpen as well. Steve Wilson, Sinel Perez, we got in a trade last year. Derry Garcia is going to start with the team. Had a good second half of the year after we called him up. Joe Barlow is going to be our closer. We actually, I kind of just have like an OCD where I want my closer to actually be a closing pitcher, so we just changed his position to closer. He's 19 saves and only one blown save since we moved him to closer last year, so he definitely earned that closing role. So he will be our closer for this full year, barring any injury or barring how awful he is. And then Dwayne Underwood Jr. is just a guy we got in the Rule 5 draft. He'll be in the bullpen as well. Going into the positions, of course, we got Ethan Salas, our new top prospect. He will be in the minors for now. Only 18 years old. It's hard for me to wait for him because it's just want to play this stud already, but he needs to wait. He needs to grow. Those hitting stats need to grow a little bit. No need to waste service time if he's not ready at the age of 18. Max Stassi is going to be our starting catcher again. He did great last year. He overperformed. No problem with him whatsoever right now. Edgar Quero, another one of our prospects, but he's going to stay in AA because he wouldn't play in AAA, obviously, now with Ethan Salas there. And honestly, he's 22 years old, only 64 overall. He might not be going anywhere anyway. Corey Lee's going to be our backup catcher. He can bat lefty, so a decent backup catcher. In our rotation, Gavin Sheets will be our everyday first baseman against righties and lefties. I forgot we signed Whit Merrifield just as a backup infielder, though he's not going to start. I want Vaughn Grissom to start. Vaughn Grissom's going to be our leadoff guy and our everyday second baseman. Whit Merrifield, though, can play anywhere. He's our backup utility man. He'll definitely get some game time as well. And he's like an AL Central guy, Whit Merrifield, so I figured to sign him. Another one to look for is Jacob Gonzalez. He's on our top prospect list, 22 years old, bats lefty, plays second base. Good fielder, it looks like. Still needs to get those hitting stats up before he can be considered to join the team, but at least we got someone at second to look forward to. He doesn't look like he'll be bad at the age of 22 of Jacob Gonzalez, so keep an eye out for him. Third baseman's going to be J.D. Davis. He'll be playing there every day. Got no really prospects at third base, so good thing we signed J.D. Davis for 2 years. Colson Montgomery, we're hoping he has a nice sophomore season, or would this be his rookie season? I don't know how that works anymore with the new rules. Anyway, Eloy Jimenez will be at the DH. Kerstad is our everyday left fielder. Same thing with my OCD. I actually switched him to be a left fielder. So I think he dropped an overall from it, but hey, whatever. Miguel Andujar, another guy we signed just for a bench bat. He could play the corner infield, corner outfield. Not well, but he can play it. And he could slug, if he gets going. Victor Robles is our only true center fielder, but he's going to play center field against lefties only. At least to start, he's just going to play against lefties. We're going to have actually Dominic Fletcher play center field against righties. So we're going to give Fletcher a full-time go in center, see how he does. And Oscar Colas is going to be our everyday right fielder. So the team's shaping up. It's not great, but you can see the direction we're going. I feel like we're moving in a positive direction. We just need these guys to grow. Here's what our lineup's going to look like. Vaughn Grissom leading off at second base. And this is against righties, of course. Lefties, I'll switch up a little bit. Colson Montgomery jumps up to the 2-hole. Eloy Jimenez bats third. Gavin Sheets will bat fourth at first. New signing J.D. Davis will bat fifth at third base. Heston Kjerstad will bat sixth and left. Oscar Colas seventh and right. Our catcher and batting eighth, Max Stassi. And like I said, against righties, it'll be Dominic Fletcher in center. Victor Robles will play center against lefties. Corey Lee's just a backup catcher. Whit Merrifield will get time whenever someone needs a rest. He can literally play every position besides catcher, so he'll be in there. Our rotation, Garrett Crochet will be our opening day starter and our ace this year, far and away best pitcher on the staff. He's been nasty in real life, too, if you guys have been watching. My God, he looks gross. Michael Lorenzen, Jake Woodford, Domingo Germán, and Jairo Iriarte will round out the rotation. Eric Fetty goes from the rotation to the bullpen in long relief, making $7.5 million, which just still blows my mind. So he's staying in the bullpen. Debbie, Dwayne Underwood, Sino Perez, Steven Wilson, Ian Jabot, Lucas Sims, and Joe Barlow will wrap up the bullpen. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Let me know what you guys think of the moves. Obviously, we're not making any splashes in the offseason just yet. The team is not ready for that. That would be senseless. What we're trying to do now is just grow our prospects. We traded Luis Robert for one of the top prospects in baseball. We signed just a couple guys to really fill the position. J.D. Davis, I actually like, genuinely. If we had a better team around, I wouldn't mind him as my third baseman. So just to have him for a couple years, even if we end up trading him, whatever, I think he's going to fit in well here. And we signed some bullpen. Our bullpen's looking way better than last year. Our rotation's not looking awful. We have some major league names. Lorenzen, Germán. I mean, Germán did throw a perfect game. He's a major league pitcher, so he can give us a good outings at least. And we have a ton of prospects in pitching and a few that might hit the field this season as well. So hope you guys are looking forward to season 2. And the next episode, we'll play opening day. We'll play that first month and see what kind of start we get off to on the season. So appreciate every single one of you for all the likes and the comments. I'll see you in the next one.